Part of your learning here in the Experience Product Masterclass is experiencing this experience product in action, to witness experience escalation working on you while you learn how to create your own experience product. What you're experiencing as you go through the program is as important as what you're learning through these training videos. So pay attention to the emails you're getting, pay attention to what we're doing on the calls and in the Facebook groups. Pay attention. To help you get this inside view from time to time, I'm going to give you a sneak peek over my shoulder to show you how we built this experience product, because I find that it's often easiest to learn through example. So in this training, I'm going to show you how I homed in on the idea for the experience formula, as well as the 5 modules of this program. So you have a specific brainstorming process for how to tune into your own bird's eye view. While our signature framework for this course is the 10 core experiences of the experience formula, which I'm going to cover later on in this module, there's more to designing, marketing, and making $2,000 or a whole lot more from your experience product in 10 weeks or less. If you're going to achieve the mission of the masterclass, there are 5 big things that you need to understand and do to get you across the finish line to mission accomplished. First, you have to choose your product and create your own personalized idea to market blueprint so you know what you're actually working on in the masterclass. Then you have to nail your offer and marketing message so you know you're creating something people can't help but say yes to. Then you have to create the overall structure and plan for your product so you're clear on what you're selling. Then you have to market your product so you can actually make $2,000 or more. And finally, you get to deliver your product and finish creating it in the process using our Earn While You Learn approach. Most of you won't be delivering your product until after the program is over, but we do want to set you up for success so you can rest assured that you're going to deliver an incredible experience once people say yes. That also gives you more confidence as you go out there to market and sell your product. So these 5 steps are actually the bird's eye view for the product, or the way that I'm getting people from mission to mission accomplished. While the experience formula is my big idea and the signature system that I use to get people interested in the Experience Product Masterclass and differentiate myself from all the other product creation courses out there. Is this making sense? I have more than one signature system in this product. I have the one that's the actual bird's eye view from mission to mission accomplished that I use to define the modules of the program. I have one that's used to differentiate my product creation approach from other people's. And I integrate many other signature systems that I developed as I teach individual lessons, such as the internet famous blueprint. I also reference other signature systems that didn't originate with me, but that I'm using in a unique way to teach business, such as the Japanese Ikigai and Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Both of these are pivotal frameworks that can be referenced without infringing on anyone's copyright because they're older models that are in the public domain. And I was inspired to create the 5-step product sales sequence based on research from Marty Neumeier that I referenced, but created into something that goes well beyond what he originally developed. I use signature systems to teach just about everything, since it gives people a context for learning and understanding in a way they can implement and remember. So keep in mind that while you only have one what, you may have several hows. And many of your hows will only be revealed when you deliver your product. They don't belong in the core marketing message. Let me give you an example from EPMer Priya Kaura. And as I read her product mission, pay attention to how you're feeling and responding. Would you buy this? Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to master your response to a habitual anxiety or stress that regularly pulls your mood down or holds you back from enjoying your life in 10 weeks or less. With an accompanying beautiful suite of personalized mini affirmations, meditations, and visualization audios, you will relax and experience almost immediate stress relief so you can enjoy the present moment with ease. Now, Priya started off really well. The first sentence is solid, though I suggested to Priya that she add a qualifying question before that first mission statement to allow someone to more clearly visualize what habitual anxiety and stress looks like. So she added this before her mission. Do you find yourself reacting to your day rather than creating your life? But here's where she gets off track, and this is super common for product creators that are so excited about what they're working on that they overshare. Priya adds in, with an accompanying beautiful suite of personalized mini affirmations, meditations, and visualization audios, you will relax and experience almost immediate stress relief so you can enjoy the present moment with ease. Now, while I was pulled in by the first sentence, I lose interest after the second sentence. It's like she shows me the wizard behind the curtain, and the magic disappears. She jumps too quickly into step 4, tell me more. And by jumping into the product features at this point, I don't care about the audios. That's too much for a mission statement. I'm more interested in why I should care. If she grabs me with a compelling future self, and then if she nails that, I may ask the question, how do you do that? And that's where your bird's eye view will come in. While I don't necessarily recommend adding info about your bird's eye view into your product mission and future self vision, though sometimes it does work, I do recommend defining your bird's eye view framework so you can ultimately answer the question, tell me more, or how do you do that, and share your product features. So how do you actually find this clarity and develop your bird's eye view framework? The truth is that this takes some time and a few laps around the iterate your way to awesome cycle. When I first got started thinking about the Experience Product Masterclass, I wasn't clear about the product mission, how I was going to get you across the finish line to mission accomplished, or even what would differentiate my product from all the other product creation products out there. Not by a long shot. It took me about a month to do the big thinking around what this product was really all about, and to simplify, streamline, and be able to clearly articulate how I was going to get you from mission to mission accomplished. It's not a coincidence that we've dedicated the first 5 weeks of this program, including our first break week, to defining your mission, nailing your offer, and creating your signature system to get someone from mission to mission accomplished. So the important thing to keep in mind as you go through each training and take each action is to keep moving forward and stay with the program, because you may need to get to the end of these first 3 modules before you have 100% clarity on the beginning. In other words, work you do today may change choices that you made earlier in the process, and that's completely natural and what iterating your way to awesome is all about. You have an idea, you take action on that idea by completing the exercises and moving forward, even if you're not 100% sure on your choices. Simply by staying in action, you get more clarity, which allows you to redefine your idea into something bigger, better, and brighter than you could have possibly come up with at the beginning of the process. But the only way to get to those bigger, better, brighter ideas is to keep moving forward. Don't allow yourself to get hung up on something that doesn't feel perfect or just right. If you keep moving forward, you'll get the clarity that you need to go back and make something better later. But if you stop, you'll never get the clarity that comes from moving forward. So say I'm getting this if you're getting this. Go ahead, talk to yourself. It's totally okay. Nobody is listening. So defining an experience product that people are going to want to buy takes real thought and reflection. It takes time to refine your ideas into something truly irresistible. I call this process getting to simple, and it's the most challenging part of creating a great product. But once you get it right, everything else snaps into place, and the marketing and delivery of your product become a total joy. So don't kick yourself if you don't have all the answers yet. You're not supposed to have all the answers yet. This is an iterate your way to awesome process, and you still have over 2 weeks to refine your product strategy and message with our support before we go into marketing. So give yourself permission to be in the process. Don't try to rush it. Just be in it and allow for new insights and better ways to do things to emerge. It takes time to iterate your way to awesome. That's why in this training, I'm going to share with you all the iterations of this product that I created before I got to this version. So you can see the big mess of ideas that I started with and how I refined and refined and refined until I iterated my way to awesome. My goal is to show you my thought process as I create an experience product, the questions I ask myself along the way, and how you can think about this process too. Much of the time I spent brainstorming this product, I felt unclear and frustrated. Like I was banging my head against the wall. I knew I wanted to create a product creation course, but there were already so many product creation courses out there. Why would someone want to take my course? What was everybody else missing? What could I offer that nobody else was? I kept asking myself the questions that I shared with you in the Bird's Eye View training and challenging myself to go beyond the obvious solution. As challenging as it felt, I allowed myself to be in the process. I allowed my ideas to suck before they got better. Now keep in mind that I still felt this way, and I'd been creating products for 5 years. While I recommend that you focus on get-started choices if you're new to product creation, at this point I was a seasoned pro. So what I was looking to do here is to produce our blockbuster smash hit. I knew I needed a truly big, truly revolutionary idea to do that. Now, if you're earlier on in your business development, it's much more important to get your product done and out than to try to come up with your blockbuster smash hit. Most people don't create their blockbuster smash hit the first time out, though you may. For most people, they have to create their starter product to pave the way to their blockbuster hit product. So give yourself a break, let go of the pressure, and remember that done is better than perfect. If you're a seasoned product creator, you can shoot higher and aim for your blockbuster hit. Just remember the primary goal of your first experience product is to earn while you learn how to create experience products, to develop the master skill that you need to take control of your financial destiny and make the impact that you're here to make. And the only way out is through. It's never going to feel harder than it does right now. The process gets easier with every product you create. The important thing is to stick with it and finish what you started. To stick with it even in those moments of doubt and despair when every cell of your body wants to give up. Because on the other side of that confusion is crystal clarity and a truly awesome product. I promise you that. I'll tell you a secret. I've been coaching and training emerging entrepreneurs for years, and the ones who succeed are the ones who persist. The ones who succeed are the ones who keep going when everyone else stops. This masterclass is designed to help you keep going. If you get stuck on a particular exercise, just keep going. Let it simmer on the back burner of your mind for a week or two. Ask for support. Then make the best possible choice you can at this moment in time and move forward even if it's not perfect. So how would you like to see the big confused mess of ideas that I started with before I merged out the other side with the Experience Product Masterclass? How would you like to see my thought process for getting to a clear, effective, and irresistible product? Excellent. So I'm going to walk you step by step through what I call my hot mess to success process, so you can see that it's completely normal to feel confused and uncertain much of the time. Executive coach Maria Lamb says, your success as an entrepreneur depends on your ability to take action on the invisible. Now let me repeat that, since it's some of the most profound wisdom I've ever heard about the entrepreneurial journey. Your success as an entrepreneur depends on your ability to take action on the invisible. So here on the screen is my first mind map for this program, dated July 24th, 2016, less than 1 month before our very first EPM launch. And it's a mess. I didn't even have the product name locked in. I wanted to call this product the Hero's Journey, but Joseph Campbell owns the trademark on that one. So I gave it the working title Zero to Hero, how to create and market your first profitable product to transform your business and your customers' lives. Now, sounds pretty generic, right? Just like every other product creation program, and not at all like the Experience Product Masterclass. But that's usually where great ideas begin. Most people start with decent ideas or even good ideas, and they make them great through refinement. So when I first started designing this program, I just dumped all of my ideas into this gigantic mind map that you can see here on the screen. I didn't judge whether they were good ideas or bad ideas. I just got them all down into one place so I could see them more clearly. This was my original brain dump of all the thoughts and ideas that I had about what could potentially go into a course about product creation. I used a free software called Simple Mind that allowed me to get all my ideas out of my head and ultimately group them into 6 main buckets or modules. Now, I'm going to walk you through the original mind map so you can see how I turned these rough initial ideas into a finished product and iterated my way to awesome. Then I'm going to share my 7-step brainstorming process with you so you can do this yourself. I called the first module the Hero's Journey, and it included an intro to the program and processes for choosing your niche and product idea. This ultimately became the Niche Down, Profits Up bonus module. Later on, I decided to remove the standalone program intro and fold all the intro pieces and mindset pieces into actual trainings designed to get people into action, as well as an orientation with the first laser coaching call. That way, every main training would be action-oriented. I didn't want to spend a bunch of time as my students were just getting started talking about the program. I wanted to get them into doing the program, which is a core part of creating experience escalation and getting your students, customers, and clients winning from moment one of day one. And we'll be going deep into experience escalation later on in this module. Then on the mind map, I called the second module What to Offer When, and it was all about setting your goals and creating the right product at the right time in your business. This ultimately became Module 1, Your Light Bulb Moment. By getting all my ideas out of my head and into a mind map, I was able to see a better flow. I realized that I needed to take the first module out of the program and turn it into a bonus pre-training for 2 reasons. First, it simplified our core offer since this is a program about product creation and not a program about niching, even though you need to choose a niche in order to create a product. So we definitely wanted to provide this training. We just didn't want it to become part of the core offer since we had students who already knew their niche coming in. And second, it gave people who bought early something to work on while they were waiting, so they could do some heavy lifting before the program actually began, and we could hit the ground running as a group on the first official day of the program. I also switched the order of modules 1 and 2, since module 2 on what to offer when was relatively straightforward and would get students winning fast and feeling like they were getting clarity and making progress. While module 2 on choosing your niche is a lot more challenging, and it's something that people feel a lot of resistance towards. That's why I recommend people do module 1 and then the bonus niche down profits up training. It's a big mistake to start your experience product with something boring, challenging, or unnecessary, because that could cause a lot of people to tune out, get stuck, enter the downward death spiral, and ultimately give up. Yet that's exactly what most information-based products do. They start their programs with a lot of unnecessary stuff, and you want to start your product with a bang so your students, customers, and clients can start to experience core experience number 4 of the experience formula, constant wins, as opposed to chasing their tail, watching lots of videos or taking lots of actions and not getting anywhere. And the third reason for pulling the first module out of the program was so I could have more bonuses to feature and really showcase the value of the niche down profits up training, rather than have it get lost in the main features of the program. We talked about this in our optional training on supplementing your offer with the right bonuses. I originally called the third module Becoming Irresistible, and it was about crafting your marketing message. This ultimately became Module 2, Nailing Your Offer. Then I called the fourth module Creating Your Transformational Offer, which became Module 3, Crafting the Perfect Experience. In the initial brainstorm, I had written things down like designing your signature system, which we're doing right now, transformational curriculum design, adult learning, psychology of change, consumption, community, and accountability. Here's the thing. When I wrote these notes down, I hadn't come up with the idea for experience products yet. I just knew that I wanted to help people make products that would transform their business by transforming their customers' lives. I didn't know that this was going to become the big idea behind the entire program. I didn't know that this would be the thing that differentiated my product creation product from everyone else's. But once I had everything on the page, I could look back over it again and again and start to see what the product was really all about. I went through each piece of the mind map and asked myself, is this the big idea? Is this the hook? Is this what's going to really differentiate this product and make it exciting? Was it about creating a product that's aligned with your unique gifts and talents? As much as I love this idea, that didn't feel right. It didn't feel like something that new prospects would recognize as important to them. Was it about choosing the right product at the right time in your business? No, that seemed just foundational. It couldn't be the hook for the whole product. Was it about nailing your marketing message and becoming irresistible? Even though that's my superpower, I know from experience that most people don't fully appreciate the value of getting their messaging right. They want to do something with their message. Was it about transformational curriculum design? That's got potential, but that doesn't sound exciting enough. So I kept going. I asked myself, was it about marketing your offer in the right way? That didn't feel right either. So I asked myself, is it about the customer journey and creating an entire integrated suite of products to get people to buy from you over and over again? I thought this was really significant and a potential hook, since it's one of the best things that I teach. But my coach said it's hard enough to get people to think about creating one product, much less creating an entire suite of products. So while the customer journey is one of the most powerful and original frameworks that gives my students huge breakthroughs, I realized that I was being too ambitious by trying to include this in our 10 weeks together. It's a big enough accomplishment to get one experience product designed, marketed, and making $2,000 or a whole lot more in 10 weeks or less, much less to think about an entire suite of products. I realized that if I dropped this huge piece on you in week 10 of the program, it simply wouldn't do justice to the next step of building out your customer experience journey, and it would feel overwhelming. I wanted to end the program with a celebration, with mission accomplished, and I knew that adding another huge new piece in week 10 would overshadow the positive feelings around getting to mission accomplished. So we decided to reserve this for Message to Money Live and give it to you as a bonus after you've completed a single product and you're ready to think about this product in relation to the rest of your business. The great American writer William Faulkner said, "In writing, you must kill all your darlings." When you're writing a novel, you may have huge passages and scenes that you absolutely love that just don't fit into the storyline. While you may love them, they're not serving your novel or your audience. So you have to be objective and pull the plug on some things that you personally love that are getting in the way of your success. Here's the thing. When it comes to product creation and marketing, less is often more. If you're able to simplify your offer, your customers will love you for it and reward you with their time and money. Remember the JAM experience? Effective sales and marketing conversion is about focus and simplicity. It's the art of guiding attention to what really matters and inspiring action around that single focus. And you can't do that when you overwhelm people with choice or try to lead with absolutely everything that's inside of your product. You have to choose what you want to bring forward and what your product is really about. Often it's your bird's eye view framework or the unique way that you get people from mission to mission accomplished. How you do what you do. In marketing, this is often called your unique mechanism, but I like to call it your big idea or hook. After the first mind map, I still wasn't clear. So then I went through my entire mind map again and again, asking myself, is this product really about this or that or this? And I kept coming back to what I was calling the new way of product creation. Even though I hadn't fully defined what this new way actually was, I kept comparing it against the old way, which didn't work, but I wasn't 100% clear on what the new way was either. That's when I was thinking of calling the product the Tao of product creation, about the new way of product creation. But Murray challenged me on that as we were developing the marketing materials. He kept asking me, what is this new way? And I kept saying it's about creating experiences. But that was really vague. So eventually we took that vague idea and turned it into a really specific and compelling framework, and the idea of experience products and the experience formula was born. The interesting thing was that I had already been experimenting a lot with experiencifying my products. I just didn't have the language to really describe it, and without the language, the idea was getting lost. So it was developing the marketing materials that finally snapped me into full clarity on what my big idea really was, and we didn't discover this until just 2 weeks before we were going to start filming all the videos. I had written all the scripts around the idea of the Tao of product creation, and I had to throw them all away and start over again just 2 weeks out. But I knew this new idea was the one, so it was worth doing. And making this change transformed this from just another product about product creation to our blockbuster hook and my big work for the world. But none of this would have happened without using the 7-step brainstorming process that I'm about to share with you and creating the marketing before I created the product. I hope you can see why it's such a big mistake to fully create your products before you try to market them, or at least fine-tune and test the marketing message. Not only does this slow down the entire product creation process, but it can cause you to spend a huge amount of time to create something before you know for sure that people are gonna buy. Also, once you market something or design your marketing message, like what we've been doing, it gives you way more clarity on what it is that you're actually offering, because it allows you to switch from your perspective as the product creator to your audience's perspective as the person receiving your product message. When people create their product before they market it, they often end up creating what they think their audience needs rather than what their audience actually wants and is willing to pay for. So they struggle to sell that product. Remember, creating an experience product that you can easily market and sell is about focus and simplicity. But before you can get to simple, you often have to go through complex. The first step in this process is dumping all your ideas into some kind of mind map, like what I did, or outline. You can use a software tool like Simple Mind, a simple Word document, or go with a good old pen and paper. What matters is you get all your ideas out of your head and onto the page, so you can organize them into different buckets like what I did. Once you see all your ideas laid out on the page and grouped into categories, you can start to see what works and what doesn't, what's important, what's not, and what the biggest selling point in your course is. You can take things out and shift them around. You can name and rename and watch new ideas emerge that you didn't even think of and wouldn't have if you just sat there staring at a blank sheet of paper. When you take a relaxed approach to the brainstorming process and get all your ideas out on the page, it encourages something called lateral thinking or indirect problem solving. And the key to lateral thinking is letting go of judgment, letting go of the inner critic that's questioning or second guessing everything. Simply do a brain dump of all your ideas into a mind map or outline. Don't judge and analyze the ideas, just get them out of your head and onto the page. Once you have everything out on the table, you'll start to see the patterns emerge. You'll have a sense of what to cut, what to add, what to rearrange, and what to bring forward in your marketing. Listen to your inner voice, trust yourself, and your expertise. I'm going to share with you now my 7-step product brainstorming process to help you clarify your bird's eye view or the structure of your product. And then in the next training, you'll learn how to translate each step of your bird's eye view into compelling product features that speak to both the head and the heart. Keep in mind that you will probably want to go through this process more than once, because each time you go through this process, you'll refine your product to the next level of clarity and simplicity. Brainstorming is a great iterate your way to awesome process. People often ask me how I come up with my ideas, and it's basically this process. I often do this process 5 to 6 times before I really get to simple. I take 5 to 6 laps around the iterate your way to awesome cycle before any idea is truly awesome. After all, Rome wasn't built in a day. So here's the 7-step product brainstorming process. Step 1 is to do a judgment and analysis-free brain dump of all your ideas for your experience product into a mind map, outline, or physical piece of paper. Step 2 is to spend some time reviewing all your ideas and absorbing everything on the page. Ideally, you want to spend a day or two reviewing all your thoughts on the page so you can give yourself time to process everything and let new connections and associations emerge. Don't try to rush this process. Step 3 is to group like ideas with like ideas. Identify the 3 to 6 big buckets, steps, or modules in your product. Keep in mind that each step will have a bunch of sub-steps. For now, the most important thing is identifying the main steps and the reason why each step matters to your potential customers. Step 4 is to kill your darlings. Get rid of any idea that's not going to help your customer get to mission accomplished. Cut out any idea that doesn't directly relate to your mission or any idea that's going to confuse or overwhelm your customer. Be ruthless here. I recommend creating what's known in the software world as a minimum viable product. Ask yourself, what's the least number of steps or features that you can add to make mission accomplished not just likely, but inevitable? And how can you remove everything else? Step 5 is to identify the gaps. Where is your process incomplete? Where could someone get stuck? What do you need to add to create a complete experience and guarantee their success without cluttering the process? Step 6, rearrange your ideas as necessary to help your customers create constant escalating wins, graduating from small, simple, easy actions to more complex, challenging actions. We'll be going more deeply into leveraging the experience formula to create positive experience escalation during this module. For now, all you need to consider is the importance of constant wins in creating a game that your customers feel like they can win from moment 1 of day 1. By ramping your students, clients, and customers up, You're helping them build confidence, motivation, and positive emotions, one small, easy win at a time, so they can make their way step by small step to bigger and bigger results. Constant wins is one of the most important core experiences because of our human biology. Inside of our brains is a very old neurological system that, among other things, loves to win. Whether that's getting better at a skill, killing a predator, hitting the jackpot, or ticking a to-do item off your list, it doesn't really matter if the win is big or small, the brain just loves to win. And even the anticipation of winning is enough to start to flood your system with that powerful cocktail of happy chemicals. We literally feel rewarded when we win. That's why video games such as Pokemon Go are so addictive and so motivating. And why students in our Experience Product Masterclass have shared that they feel addicted to this program, leading to massive and unprecedented engagement among our students. Through the Experience Formula, which you're just starting to learn, we've literally flipped the industry average for engagement in information-based products on its head. When you have enough constant wins built into the start of your program and continuing all the way through, you create forward progress leading to unstoppable momentum and mission accomplished, the last two experiences in the Experience Formula. We've already covered 3 of the core experiences involved in experience escalation in depth: mission, future self, and bird's eye view, and touched on the experiences of constant wins, unstoppable momentum, and mission accomplished. Later in this module, you're going to craft your experience escalation plan so you can bring your experience product to life. In the meantime, start to feel into how you can structure your product in a way that sets your customers up to win by ramping them up to big results through small, simple actions. Just like what I just shared with you about how I rearranged this masterclass and discovered my big idea or hook through the 7-step product brainstorming process. While creating and marketing a product is no easy task, I want to make it as easy as humanly possible for you to win, starting with the simpler Your Lightbulb Moment trainings before going into the more challenging Niche Down Profits Up, then onwards and upwards. Now for step 7, define the big idea or hook behind your product. Is it your entire bird's eye view framework or one simple step within it? What aspect of how you do what you do really differentiates you from other similar products? Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to go through this 7-step product brainstorming process one or more times until you feel clear about what your product is all about and how to structure your product to get as many people as possible across the finish line from mission to mission accomplished. Keep in mind that I went through this 7-step product brainstorming process 5 to 6 times before I got down to my final ideas. And the 5 core modules of the Experience Product Masterclass: Your Lightbulb Moment, Nailing Your Offer, Crafting the Perfect Experience, Experience Marketing Essentials, and Deliver the Wow. My latest product mind map looks a whole lot different from where I started, and yours will too. So relax, let go of judgment, and allow yourself to just be in the process and see what unfolds. This can be a lot of fun if you let it. In the next training, you'll discover how to turn the steps of your bird's eye view framework into features and benefits that answer the all-important questions: why should I care? And tell me more. Now go out there and live your message.